I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist.
Man. That's one of the earliest things that I knew about you, because you were quite vocal early on. Not vocal, but you'd made it clear, especially when you'd come out with streams from the old plantation, and I just remember thinking, he's Samoan. It's very rare for a Samoan to come out or even just admit to be an atheist. And I thought. And then I think what might have been Tangata Pacific or just a documentary back then. And I remember you just talking about it and your views on that. How did, I don't know, sorry for cutting in, but how did you come to that?
The whole buzz for me is also is that when did religion become culture? You know what I mean? So me not believing in religion, does that make me less Samoan because I don't? And when people go, oh, you're not a Samoan because you don't believe in Yesu, I'm like, hey, hold up. So you're saying, and that's where I get ika and I go, well, just imagine, let's just imagine, think, open-minded, and you go, what happens if our grandma's grandma, okay, that's like, 6 generations back, what happens if what was taught to her was wrong? You know what I mean? Can you imagine it? So someone then goes, okay, and also when I went back to our history, I said, what happened to our own gods? So what makes the Palangi one better than our gods, gods over here? You know what I mean? And so I started asking questions, and if you're going to be different and not a sheep, you're going to start, doing your own research. So you research and you go, okay, what happened? Where does, Christianity come from? Okay. And then you follow it back to Caesar and Constantine and all of that. And if you know how to research and you know how the Christian religion came around, you start questioning what you've been taught. So that's the question. I just said, let's ask a simple question. What happens if grandma's grandma, what that person taught them was wrong?
Because I looked into that too, and I had my own questions. So my question was, okay, what if the Balangis didn't come? The missionaries, what if the Muslims came instead? Would we be Muslim then?
We would. Yeah. I mean, that would be the dominant religion in our country.
But then also, like, I was fascinated by the fact that they actually came and changed. Like you said, we believed in our own gods before. Law and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What happened to that? That's gone, like wiped away.
But that's what I mean. It's that if you look at how religion, there's some books that you can study. I wish I had the names of them. Basically, when the missionaries, there was a place in London where they all studied, and they said, listen, we're going to send out missionaries to all the Pacific Islands, and the way that we're going to take over them is written in the book. And hello, they published a book. So there you go. Okay, you read the book and you go, wow, we will move into the villages.
So it's kind of like a manual of...
It's a manual of
what to do, how
they're going to take over.
Is it still...
Yeah, it's crazy.
Find that
and that's the thing, that if you go and you discover a history, so what they would do, they're in our villages, a bunch of fobs, you know what I mean? They'd bring over one dude, and that person would move in. And they're like, oh, what's this Palangi dude doing here? Okay, let's not kill him. Let's not fussy him. And then he'd find someone very strong inside your village. And he'll go, okay. Then he'll give him a shirt. We didn't have any clothes back then. They'll give him a shirt. And then he'll go, okay, just check it out. And oh, hey, look, that guy of influence is wearing a shirt. They're like, oh, sorry, what are you wearing a shirt for? And then they give him some pants. And that's how they start. And so slowly they start giving that one person of influence more stuff. Okay, let's give him a blanket. Okay, let's give him some tobacco, or let's give him some pots and pans. So slowly that's the way that they started, and they designed this from London. That's how they were going to go and divide and conquer with religion. So if we didn't used to go to church, they would wipe feces on us. Really? If you didn't go to church, they would give you a hiding. And so that's how it started. So basically, if you weren't going to church, man, they're going to write some kito on you, or else they're going to give you, they're going to give you a hiding. So you get the beat down. So basically, slowly over years, that religion and from that one dude and that one missionary starts getting bigger. 1 family, 2 families, 3 families. And, because they sent missionaries all around the South Pacific. Hello. And then that's how it happened in the South Pacific.
Yeah, that's fascinating with that. And for us Pacific Islanders, it It is a touchy subject now, but when you look into it, man, when you look into it, man,
I've gotten hassles, I've gotten threatens, threatens. I've been threatened. Woo. I've been threatened, like I had a cousin ring me up and say, Solly. I said, oh, what's up? He goes, bro, listen, the Faith L's doing a thing. King Kapisi is the devil. You know what I mean? I was like, wow. But I thought to myself, I was like, okay, Siki, yeah, it's all good. But no one can take away me being Samoan. And that's the thing. I go, I know where I'm from. I know where my mum's from. I know, my lineage of where we come from. So if you're trying to test my lineage, sorry, I already know. Where's Yesu from? He's from Africa. So there I go, well, what's he got to do with Samoa? And that's just me being, you know what I mean? There's heaps of other ways to look at it. But I think for me that religion is a form of oppression, and it's worked. And these governments have worked. And they've got places that, we just give them our money. You know what I mean? We've learned how to, and the issue that I have is that when the church or religion becomes Samoa, and I go, hey, hold up. There's a big difference between Samoa and religion. You know what I mean? And when it becomes mixed, that's the issue that I have. But, you can't really question anything. That's the difference probably between, being a Samoan that lives over here in New Zealand. You can basically say what you want. But older Samoans or just any Samoans around might go, man, you're brought up wrong. But when you think about it, what I'm saying is with love. It's not with hate in my heart. I'm just asking questions. And what's wrong with asking questions? And that's the thing, you know what I mean? I go, hey, Sole, are we going to teach our children to just go, yes. Yes, sir. Yes, master. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, go and ask a question first and foremost, and then go and do some research and find out the answer for yourself. Because I've been to church. Went to Presbyterian church. I've been to local Paki. I've given it all a go. But then after a while, I was like, why is the Faith L getting all the money? And you know what I mean? And why does he have a flash car? Why is his kids always like a little bit more well fed than everyone else? And I see at the nightclub on a Saturday night, all his kids at the nightclub, and then on Sunday morning I see them at church. I go, okay, but it's not for me to judge. I'm just stating facts. Yeah. And so the other thing too, when you think about it, what makes a God or someone's God better than someone else's? You know what I mean? Where's the love? Where's the aroha? Where's the, the afi when you actually, and someone says, oh man, your God is no good. And I'm like, what type of God will go and tell someone else that and then that makes me question, what is the reason that the person is like, are you coming from a place of love when you're talking about your God? Because your God is saying is better than that God? What type of God will go?
Does your God allow you to start judging?
Yeah, so like, because, are we allowed to swear on this podcast? Yeah. Oh, man, fuck, because I see some people that are judgy as fuck. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, and that's what your God tells you to say? And if for me, it really sort of shows you what type of person they are. Because when you break it down, God doesn't say shit. And people go, oh man, God talked to me. I said, oh, what does he sound like? He has a baritone voice. Or does he have a high type of voice? And he goes, oh man, I talk to him all the time. I said, oh, okay. Does he talk back? And he goes, oh, he talks to me all the time. I say, yeah, but what did he say? And then nothing. You know what I mean? And you have to question, and a lot of people around the world would just follow blindly. The black is really the color purple. True that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if I was standing with a kusipa in my hand, orange is really tastes like an apple. Everyone's gonna go, true that. And that's the thing I just have, and I go. The one other things too that I have issues with too is that when someone is at church or the Faith Elves there and he's reaching out, this family gave Lima Sarokala gave $500, this family gave $50. It becomes a competition about who can give the most money. And I go, man, a lot of those people are going hungry and their kids are going hungry because they're trying to save face at church. Yeah. Who wants the money? Is it the church or did God tell you? Because I'm sure God up there or wherever he's supposed to be, he doesn't need any money. You know what I mean? So then it becomes a money laundering system.